I don't suppose you've ever been trailed around an African country by a dictator's secret police, have you?
Oh, hell no! Hell no! Whoa!
Well, I have. My name's John Graham, and I'm the badass granddad you didn't know you had. I'm here to tell you another story of my adventures and offer some tips on taking risks and living a life with meaning, courage, and passion.
Nice.
Anyway, for a long time, I've traveled around the world helping train citizen activists dealing with tough political and social problems, like corrupt dictators, for example. And in this case, I traveled to Zimbabwe, a nation on the east coast of Africa, and I met there with citizen activists, and I helped them organize themselves into an organization that would topple the corrupt dictator, Robert Mugabe, and replace him with someone better. I realized, however, when I got to the airport that I was going to be followed wherever I went in Zimbabwe by the dictator's secret police. And it wasn't so much danger to me, but a danger to all the people that I was going to talk to, and I couldn't let that happen. Now, I knew the secret police were not so smart, so I figured that they would think that I would go down and rent a car, or maybe even hire a car and driver, because after all, I was a rich white American. What else would I do? Well, I didn't do that. Instead, I started traveling around the country on country buses, dilapidated buses jammed with people going from one village to the other, perhaps to carrying their crops, and the top of the buses were completely piled high with yams and chickens and whatever, and I disappeared very easily into these buses, traveled around the country. The secret police never knew where I was, and after 10 days or so, I talked to the people I wanted to talk to and done what I had to do to set up an organization to help depose Robert Mugabe, and 2 years later, it in fact succeeded. Anyway, the point here is this: if you're in a situation, a tough situation with a tough opponent, figure that that tough opponent is going to think you're going to do the ordinary thing. So don't do the ordinary thing. Don't take the ordinary tactic that first pops into your head. In fact, do something quite different. Do something that's completely different and that your opponent will never think of. It's true also in conflicts you may be part of, as we fight mega extremism in the United States. Don't do what your opponents expect you to do. Do something different. Confound them. You do that, you're much more likely to succeed.